Hey guys, it's James here, and today I'm going to be doing a little review on something that sometimes gets overlooked by us runners and trail runners, and that is on some socks. Obviously, we're quite focused on the shoes that we're wearing, the high-tech watch that we're wearing, and we can overlook what's on our feet. And it can completely ruin a race and put you out of a race. If it's a longer event and your feet are in trouble in the first couple of miles, then there's no coming back from that really. So today I'm going to be talking about my favourite brand of socks, the ones which I rely on in races and in hard training efforts, and that is Injinji. So Injinji socks as a brand come in lots of different styles, lots of different thicknesses, lots of different patterns, but the main point of the Injinji socks is that they have the separate toes. So each toe has got its little compartment, like gloves for your foot. And the main benefit of this is that you really can't get blisters in between your toes during these. If you think about on a normal run, as you're running along, your toes will often be rubbing against each other, especially on those longer distances, the marathons, the ultras, anything like that. And it's quite common to develop blisters in between the toes. But as you've got fabric covering each individual toe, that means that when those toes rub together when you are running, no blister develops, there's no pain, there's no discomfort. And that's one of the reasons I really love these. If I'm doing a race where I'm really trying to focus on my pace, or I'm doing a really long training run where I'm just focusing on the distance, I don't want to have to be thinking about my feet, about what might go wrong, about checking them every half an hour to check no blisters are developing. I can pop on my Injinjis and I know that I'm fine. Another aspect of the Injinjis that I like is because you've got the separate toes, that means that your toes can spread out a little bit in your shoes. Having that extra room for your toes to spread out just improves balance a little bit. It improves that kind of natural foot motion, how we've been designed to run. And I just find that I feel more confident and I feel more nimble on my feet when my toes are really engaged in the shoe and really working how they should be. So as I've said, there's lots of different styles of Injinji. They have some lightweight socks that go right up to heavyweights and compression styles. I tend to stick with the trail range. I just find it's a bit better for the kind of things that I'm doing, which is, gnarly trail runs and is obstacle races. All of the trail range tend to be a little bit thicker and have a little bit more padding. And they also tend to have an elasticated top to stop any, dirt or debris getting into your socks, which may cause discomfort. And I find that's really useful. My favourite pair, which I've worn a lot, are these, which is the Ultra Run. And they're just, as I say, a lot thicker. They've got some good support in there across the arch and across the calf. And the high wear areas where the toes are, the ball of the foot, the heel, they're just reinforced and just give you that extra stability and extra support that you need for the longer training efforts. They do make some lightweight kind of, more racing models, which might be fine for road racing or 5Ks. But I find that even with the thicker models, I'm not feeling too hot in those. And I'm not feeling like I'm losing out on anything by not having the thinner models. As you can see, I do have a few different colours of socks here. I've got some more in the wash. I wear them that often that, I never have all my pairs out at once. And you can get lots more designs. If you look around online, you can buy the plain ones, you can buy blacks and greys. But I really like the colourful versions. There's some really funky designs out there if you have a look. I find that wearing something like these ones on race day just makes me feel more confident. You're wearing something special and you're wearing something it's funky and it stands out, and I personally like that. So there are a few issues with the Injinji socks. One of the main ones is the price. They're not particularly cheap. You're looking between £15 and £20 for most of the socks. Obviously the longer socks and the compression style socks as well are even more expensive than that. So you do have to think about how expensive you are and what you're going to wear them for. My other issue with them would be the durability. So obviously all socks have a tendency to wear through on the toes eventually, but you can see on these ones here, the slightly more lightweight sock, that they have worn through on the big toe. And I do find that after a couple of, really hard obstacle races or tough trail runs where my foot's moving about in a shoe, I do start to get wear on the front of the toes. So in the future, I would like to see them put more reinforcement into that toe area, because I feel that's, always beneficial in a trail running sock. One of the few things I will mention is that there is a few other brands that do make similar socks. I do have a pair of toe socks here that I got from Decathlon, which were much cheaper. These were only about £7 or £8. And honestly, they do a pretty good job of replicating what Injinji has done. I'd keep an eye out for any cheaper models, but Injinji really are the leaders when it comes to the toe socks and when it comes to all the different styles and all the different colours. I'd really recommend these for obstacle races, for trail runs, and just for general training really. I say the blisters is a big thing, and also that natural motion and that natural foot movement really makes me feel more secure in my running and, more capable as well. So that's it for today's review. As always, keep moving forward and I'll see you out on the trails.